right. Time to get in the ring. You ready?
Ready. Born ready.
That's what I'm talking about.
The race to the title is on. Will it be this year's series heavyweight Tomas Slavik who gets his hands on this belt? Or will it be Filipe Agurto landing a knockout blow in the last round? It's time to separate the pretenders from the contenders. Let's get ready, Guanajuato!
Deep beneath the earth, men once descended into darkness, chasing something rare, something precious. Centuries later, the descent remains, but now the pursuit is different. Not with pickaxes, but with speed, with skill, with no room for mistakes. Gold, once the treasure of miners, now the prize of champions. They come from across the globe, all for a chance at glory. Many have ridden, but only the greatest have claimed the gold. Who will be next? This is Red Bull Guanajuato Cerro Abajo.
Buenas tardes and welcome to the finals of this year's Red Bull Cerro Abajo Urban Downhill Series. We're back in the picture-perfect city of Guanajuato in Mexico, a city full of character and characters like this man, Elliot Jackson. How the heck have we come to this so quickly, the final round of this three-round series, Elliot?
It's over way too fast. I mean, I look back in October of last year, we were sitting by the beach and by the port in Genoa in Italy. We went to Valparaiso. And then, you know, I was thinking about it, and on paper, it looks like Tomas Slavik has just dominated, you know, winning both of these first two rounds. But last event in Valparaiso, the top four were separated by 0.7. Tomas hasn't won a race by more than 0.5. First race, he only won by 0.2, and you look at the finishes, so second and third at both events have been different people. All of this adds up, Rob, to a bunch of South American, Latin American riders hungry to stop Tomas Slavik from having a perfect season.
They are not going to want that, and to me, it's so impressive to see this 37-year-old now, veteran, you know, beating the Latin Americans, the South Americans on the streets here. It's absolutely impressive. Probably didn't see it coming. The second win, though, of those two, 3 weeks ago in Valparaiso, didn't come without some controversy, right?
No, I mean, we were commentary. It was something with the start. We missed it in the commentary.
We needed to find out just as much as you did what went down. So we went and found Victor Harrisman, the director of sport for the series, and this is what he had to say.
In Valparaiso, we had a situation where the eventual winner, Tomas, tripped the start wand with his front foot instead of the front tire. This was reviewed by the UCI commissaire, who found no rule violation, as there is no rule specifically for this, and also no unsportsmanlike conduct. So the results were final, the original results. On our end, we have changed the internal rules and also the starting structure so that this does not happen again.
Well, that wasn't the only drama we saw in Valparaiso. The series champion, Juanfer Velez, crashing out of the event in spectacular style. We went to Medellin to find out a bit more about the man leading the Colombian challenge.
Las escaleras que hay en México son únicas. En Latinoamérica tenemos muchos barrios, muchas escaleras y nos gusta hacer esto, el downhill urbano.
For round two, we are in Valparaiso. It's one massive run for this man. He was in a league of his own in the qualifier. What's he got left in the tank for this final then? Juanfer Velez on track. About 1.8. Oh, it's massive from Velez again.
Iba muy bien, con una bajada muy consciente, sabía que iba a ganar, entonces creo que quise ir un poquito más rápido de la cuenta donde no tenía que ir más rápido. Traté de recuperar el tiempo que había perdido y otra caída.
Velez crashes out. Velez goes down. Oh, terrible.
Pasa nada, porque usted es capaz de seguir, no pasa, hágale, usted va a seguir, usted va a seguir. Y pues bueno, mire que sí, yo lo motivo demasiado.
Uy, no, qué recuerdos tan bonitos. Es que yo ahí era una plaquita nomás.
Sí, pero bueno, mira ya todo lo que has avanzado, todo lo que ha viajado,
No,
ya has
lo que
recorrido
falta.
prácticamente muchos países, todos los trofeos que tienes y todos los que faltan, mi amor, porque yo sé que vas para adelante. Tú naciste para hacer esto.
¿Será?
Sí.
¿Será? Competir, uno compitiendo disfruta mucho y divierte mucho. Y entrenando sufre demasiado. Y no, igual sigo motivado porque sé que fue un error que cometí en Valparaíso y los errores se pagan así. Entonces, normal, sigo motivado y lo único que quiero es ganar, así no me quede con el título este año.
Well, it was Juanfer that won here last year, and he has to start as favourite this time around. But what about Filipe Agurto, the Chilean rider? He is absolutely brilliant, but still yet to win a Red Bull Cerro Abajo race.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between Filipe last year and this year is that he believes he can win. So in 2024, you saw the emotion because of the achievement of the second place. This year, you saw the emotion because of the frustration of getting second place. So he was just a little bit over a second off here in Guanajuato last time we were here. I mean, there's no reason why he can't take it.
He is definitely in touch. Alasne went and found the man himself.
We're here with Filipe Agurto, who's second overall in the standings, close behind series leader Tomas Slavik. Filipe still has a shot at becoming the Red Bull Cerro Abajo 2025 champion, but only if he takes the win here in Guanajuato and if Tomas places 7th or below, which means the championship belt is still up for grabs. Bueno, Filipe, qué bueno verte aquí en México en la última parada de la temporada. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Me siento increíble acá en la última parada de la temporada. México es precioso, me encanta y Guanajuato siempre nos recibe de la mejor manera.
La última vez que nos vimos en Valparaíso dijiste que venías a ganar. Esta temporada has estado más cerca que nunca de conseguir esa primera victoria. ¿Sientes que las cosas se están alineando para conseguir eso?
Sí, las cosas se están alineando, pero también estamos trabajando para poder lograr ese primer lugar que creo que ya debería estar cerca y por ende también espero que Guanajuato sea el caso excepcional de victoria, así que eso.
Suerte. Well, Filipe is more determined than ever to get his first win, but to achieve this, he will have to conquer the track. Rob Elliott, how's it looking up there?
Come on, Elliot. Hello. Oh, hello. Nearly there. So, this one compared to Valparaiso, the last round, is a lot shorter, just 1 kilometre in length, but we know there's a huge amount packed in there. The most technical, I'd say, of the series, this track.
For sure. I got you. Ollie Wilkins said, the track builder, you come into the gate, jump straight into this. He was a bit surprised last year at just how fast the riders were willing to go. He upped the pace again this year, made this jump way bigger. So right out of the gate, I mean, the track is the same, but just up the level.
And that is 9 metres right across there. 9 metres.
It's insane.
You know where we're going next?
Gary's
house. Let's go see Gary. Hola. If you need any help, you know where to come. I'll take the low line, you take the high line.
Yeah, I mean, this proved to be the best line last year. Juanfer Velez taking the win. Sets you up way better for the right-hander.
Some of this loose stuff.
I'm making up time already.
Race winner behind me.
I'm coming. Relax. So this is Gary's house. We literally jump out of the side of a house. We got a new diving board extension on it this year. I know one thing is for sure. You land off of here and you're going to be going fast.
Well, that's right, fast indeed, and into this, one of the 2 big staircases on this track. Now, this one's super scary to me. It's a painted surface, and there's a gap down there, and as the riders land on stairs, they have to turn to get into that container behind me. Elliot, come on, we've got work to do. Now, usually we find ourselves going around Frida's house. This year we're on top, on the roof of Frida's house and presented with this big drop and just insanely steep landing that looks to me like it's going to feel like you were fired out of a cannon.
I couldn't agree more, and I feel like you're going to have to be creative. Do you send it down? Do you try to pre-hop? Because the turn at the bottom is super tight. We knew that from last year. Super important to carry your speed into our next stair section.
This is going to suit the risk takers.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. I agree. I couldn't agree more. How fast do you go down here?
It's pretty wild.
Dude, you remember Velez coming through here last year? So Rob, this is second main set of stairs in our key section, right?
It is, and I think this is the scariest set of stairs in the whole series, which is a massive statement. But look at it, Elliot. It's super steep. It turns. The riders come in here at such high speed. The bikes, in commentary, our jaws are on the floor, drift across these stairs, and there is no room for error. If you hit this doorstep, I mean, this to me personifies urban downhill. High speed, high risk, and you've got to be absolutely precise, or it doesn't even bear thinking about.
Well, Rob, we've made it to the finish marked by the leopard print in the window and I guess on your shirt. But Juanfer Velez made up so much time here last year. Even though it's a bit flat, it's technical all the way to the finish, little curbs, little stairs everywhere.
That's right, and it's just a left-hand turn there, the finish straight, 2 big jumps on that. That is your finals track for the year. Let's find out what the riders think of it.
It looks better, a bit more smooth, a bit faster.
Technical and physical also. Yeah, I'll be watching these Colombian boys and seeing how they do it because they have 0 limits.
Y la verdad es una pista muy explosiva de principio a fin, donde todos van rápido, entonces toca ir muy a fondo desde el principio.
So different to what I'm used to. We don't ride through people's houses. The feature looks cool. Nice little drop out of Gary's house onto pretty fast straight into container and then a uphill sprint.
Bueno, sí, la verdad, esta vez está un poco más grande. Antes salíamos desde la casa, entonces esta vez salimos desde el techo, entonces bueno, es un par de metros más alto. Vamos a tener que frenar bastante porque está muy empinado y un poco corto.
Aquí es la key section. Es una escalera con bastante velocidad. Y la bici viene un poco descontrolado, así.
Bueno, Guanajuato es una pista que es muy física más que técnica. Un 60% de la pista es un pedal, algo que hace que se vuelva más relevante.
It's going to test your body because we're in high altitude here and the bottom of the track. I'm always saying the race starts there when you're starting to be really tired and the track really hurts.
La verdad hicieron un par de cambios que hizo que la pista sea mínimo por ahí 10 segundos más por debajo del tiempo del año pasado.
Yeah, looking forward to riding it.
Well, the big question on my lips is, can Tomas Slavik dominate this course, conquer it, and become the first rider ever to have a perfect season in a Red Bull Cerro Abajo series?
That to me is the question. A perfect season in any sport it's the ultimate achievement. You're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else.
Feels almost impossible, right?
Right.
But Genoa, where we started the series, he rode magnificently, a course that I thought did suit him, but still such an impressive victory. Smallest of margins from Velez. But in Valparaiso 3 weeks ago, I mean, on that steep track, all those stairs, on that short travel bike, that shouldn't have been the case. He should not have won that race.
I know, and you saw how nervous he was in the hot seat. But like you said, the bike choice is really a key kind of decision point here in Guanajuato because it's a much flatter track, so much more pedaling. We heard Camilo talk about that in the pre-show. And I think to me, there's so much pressure on Slavik, right?
There is.
It's so much pressure.
There is, absolutely. Only needs a top 6 to take the series, though. And of course, the atmosphere, the last time we're going to feel it this summer, this season. I mean, the crowds, the people, they're on the top of the roofs everywhere. There's nothing like the fans here.
I mean, they're right here, right? That is Red Bull Cerro Abajo in a nutshell.
I always wanted to do that. Stay with us. We go racing right after this break. We'll see you soon.
Prepare your bike. Visualize the track. Keep your blood pumping. Every mistake is a new opportunity. Keep your grip loose for the wildest rides. Bike on Red Bull TV.
Series started for the first time outside of Latin America in Genoa, Italy, before moving to Valparaiso in Chile 3 weeks ago for round 2. Now we're here in Mexico for the finals of the series. We're in the UNESCO World Heritage City of Guanajuato, about 350 kilometers northwest of the capital, Mexico City. Famous for its mining, it was the world's largest supplier of silver during the 1800s, with the opulence still on show through the grandeur of the stunning buildings that still surround the streets here. I'm Rob Warner alongside Elliot Jackson, and we are in one of the most wonderful cities on the planet. Incredible vibrance, a World UNESCO Heritage Site. Not though, like usual, that the riders will have much time, Elliot, to take in the scenery this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. In these Red Bull Cerro Abajo events, we get to really take in the city. I mean, you see Tomas Slavik there and Filipe Agurto riding up. You're in the mix. You're riding through everything. Here we have Tomas's winning run in Genoa in Red Bull Cerro Abajo earlier. I guess that was in October of last year.
That's right, it was round 1, as we said, starting in Italy. And it was Tomas Slavik, the veteran now, 37 years old. An incredible result to narrowly beat Juanfer Velez, the series champion, there in the 2nd place. Sebastian Holguin 3rd. Before we move to Valparaiso in Chile just 3 weeks ago, Elliot. And to me, the standout performance of the series, Slavik winning on that short travel bike there.
Yeah, and we talked about it. This was kind of what cements Tomas Slavik as a veteran, right? He said he was nervous, he wasn't quite feeling it, but he stood on the hot seat, and there you see what it meant to him to take that win.
A big one, his 4th, a record, equaling 4th win there. So it's Tomas Slavik with a big margin at the top of the points table from Filipe Agurto. Tomas Slavik needing a top 6 finish today to take the title. The big question, of course, is can he get the perfect season? Never done before.
That's right.
I mean, and 3rd place last year here, so he will be close, Elliot. The big staircase that runs down through the centre of the track there. And a perfect day, 27 degrees, not a cloud in the sky.
There's Gary's house right there. You can see we actually ride out of the house right there.
And let's have a look at this then. The shortest track of the year, about a kilometre in length. Arguably, I would say, the most intense, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have the Guattari Road Gap right there. Curva de la Reina, really, it shoots you out of a cannon. Ollie Wilkins, track builder, said that people are barely braking. Gary's house right here, incredible. It's terrifying to stand on top of that.
Yep.
And then we go into the Ford container. Right after that, you really have to carry a lot of speed because there's a pedal. Come off these kind of twin wall rides right here. And the next feature is Frida's house.
Over it this time, not around it. Massive gap up there, going to carry a lot of speed onto this road, and then left into what is the key section, this 2nd nasty staircase, right?
Yeah, and then it gets physical. Talking to Tomas Slavik, and he was saying, I come into this section at about 180 beats per minute, and then you just have to ramp up. It doesn't stop here.
And of course, we are at altitude here as well, 6,000 feet, 2,000 meters above sea level, very noticeable. Got to say that the Colombian riders, most of them coming from altitude, won't feel it as much. But that is here, top to bottom of the track then for this afternoon. And we had qualifying a little earlier today. Camilo Sanchez not making it. Oh,
that's the first time I've seen that. And you have to kind of not brake, but you saw him just get bucked. Kind of his rear end hit the tire, shot him off. Really precise you need to be there.
Slavik, as the series leader, guaranteed a spot in the final. He didn't have to stress too much. So we think he went easy for a 13th. And the top Mexican here, Alan Reyes.
Right. Yeah, I'm really excited for him to ride here. He's just been progressing so much. 2 DNSs in 2023, got a 22nd at Valparaiso, and now in the final here.
Agurto still hunting for his first Red Bull Cerro Abajo win. Will it be today? Definitely got the pace, that man.
Yeah, he just is confident.
Sebastian Holguin coming in 2nd. Big margin though off his former teammate Juanfer Velez, who took qualifying. The only man to go sub 150, nearly 2 seconds ahead of everyone. Can anyone stop last year's winner?
He's in a league of his own.
Well, let's hear from him now. Oh, excuse me, let's hear from Tomas.
Well, Thomas, you qualified 13th, which means you're probably going to be sitting in the hot seat for a long time. How does that affect your strategy going into the race?
You know, as I said before, like last 2 weeks, I was just lying in bed and really was sick. And here I could finally like really feel it in this altitude. But no excuses. I didn't go as fast as I wanted to because I'm advancing as unprotected rider. So I was more regarding to my state of body now, so I was just more focusing on the final round. So everything at the end is going by the plan. It's a very similar scenario as in Valparaiso, which I didn't really like, but that's the way it is, and now we're gonna roll and see what it's gonna bring.
Well, in Valparaiso it worked out. You have that win. You also won in Genoa, so it's kind of lining up to have the perfect season. You'd be the only rider to ever achieve this. How does that make you feel?
You know, it would be a dream, but in these conditions which I am now, it's almost. I don't want to say never, and I don't want to say it's unrealistic, but it's not that likely. But I'm a racer at heart, and I've always been, and I want to be fighting. I will be fighting hard for that.
Amazing. Thank you, Thomas, and good luck on the race.
And from that interview, take the one line, I'm a racer at heart. Thomas, forget everything else. Slavik will be going for a perfect season, I guarantee it. There's your start list. 15 riders will drop. The last 5, Giovannini, Carballo, Agurto, Holguin, and then we go to the fastest qualifier, Juanfer Velez. Still searching for his first win in this year's series. The 2-time champion, the defending champion of this series, the Colombian Juanfer Velez. The rider's now at the top of the mountain here, high above the town. And we are getting ever closer to the first rider dropping. And a much faster top section, actually, straight out of the gate for these riders. You're going to see it now. The on-off is gone from last year. One big step down this top flight of stairs, faster than ever, and it's Adrien Loron, the first to drop a 1:54 in qualification for him.
Yeah, that's right, on that Ride Bikes team. And Adrien had a really good first split, so he was 4th up at the top here. And I'm kind of wondering if that was strategic in qualifying, because we know he's super fit.
He did cut it pretty fine if it was, taking the last qualifying position off the diving board. A new addition there. And then into this first staircase. Riders will go wide and try and straighten off to come back through that container and carry as much speed as they can on what is actually a fair climb, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to take, there are strategic areas of this track that you have to take risk. And those stairs are definitely one of them.
Absolutely, yep. And now, instead of turning left there, the riders go up and over Frida's house. Big drop off there. It's like a rampage feature, more than something you'd find in a street race. Into the key section now for Loron.
That's right. I mean, and this key section is terrifying. You have to slide. All that back wheel slide, that's intentional. There's no way you can go down those stairs fast enough without doing that.
Absolutely not. Through this little plaza. And now, definitely a key section of this track, this last big sector down to the line, as we say. Only about a kilometre in length, so Loron already a long way down this thing and hard on the pedals through these narrow streets.
Yeah, and you know, Loron, he's a veteran. He's really kind of one of those riders that we know can kind of do anything. And I'm interested to see this final time for him here, because it looks like a solid run for him here.
So Adrien Loron coming down in, last straight for him. 2 of these big jumps to go. It's going to set the benchmark with this. So Loron, big jump to finish, 1:51.5.
Yeah, great run from Adrien Loron, taking off 3 seconds from his qualifier, so definitely up the pace there. Emptied the tank on the pedal, exactly what you need to do.
Yep. And a time actually good enough from qualifying that would have seen him go 3rd. So Loron showing us what he's got.
And you kind of expect to see that on every single racer. I was looking at the split times. They're kind of all over the place. Some people not super fast at the top and really went hard on the pedal. Other people, like Adrien Loron, went fast at the top and then cruised on the pedal. But this, in the final, you have to go fast everywhere. Nice run from Adrien.
A massive effort. Physical effort this track, no getting away from that. Wyn Masters will be the next rider to drop. I was actually out training with him just last week.
Were you?
I was.
Was he training or were you training?
I was in full boost mode. He was in less than trail. Let's put it that way on the e-bikes. 14th in qualifying then from the New Zealander, now residing in the south of the UK. And what a competitor Wyn Masters is. So, out of the gate, first right-hander, Wyn Masters, dropping into Guanajuato.
Yeah, and Wyn, one of the riders who had an opposite run, so he was 23rd outside of a qualifying position at this first split, made up so much time. He is one of the fittest people on the circuit.
Well, as I said, I was riding with him as I was exhausted, loaded up. He said, yeah, I'm going to go home and go for another ride, mate.
So he rode the Tour de France stage not long ago, right?
Go, that's right. So Loron's time, 31.5. Wyn hard on the pedals up to this first split. Less than 0.6 off then. So very much in touch. Around the back of that lamppost nice. There. He squashed that so hard he nearly cased it. Wow. And now up onto the roof of Frida's house. We're wondering if anyone will pre-jump that to carry more speed off the end there.
Yeah, and you can actually go, the further left you go, the longer it makes that jump.
Into the key section then. Look at those steps. If you're slightly wide, you actually have got no avoiding a solid concrete doorstep. There's actually two of them right on that straight there. So.
Yeah, and there's literally a 90-degree turn. And so this section is where we would definitely expect Wyn to kind of make up some time. And you can see everyone on this downhill bike is running their suspension super hard.
Yep.
You barely see the suspension move.
Lost a little time there then. What can Wyn do though? Although Loron definitely good on the pedals as well. Important to time up those stairs.
Yeah, that's
Elliot.
exactly what I was going to say. You see Wyn kind of not quite timing them as well as maybe you'll see Juanfer Velez. That's where he made up so much time last year. Shifting up in the air.
Yeah, so Wyn sprinting down to the line. What's he got left? He's going to go second. Couple of seconds outside the time of Adrien Loron. And the next man to drop is going to be Tomas Slavik. Too early to say where his position will be, but if he can finish inside the top 6 today, he is guaranteed to take the title.
Do that Ford container. That view makes it's so hard. You want as far as you can on the wall ride.
Yeah.
But you can almost miss the landing if you go too far, and it pushes you out.
And the wheels have to touch the landing. They have to touch the wall. You're in for a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, every single feature on the track you have to go over. Next round for the Masters.
Yep, definitely. Well, the series leader is next.
It's possibly no better place to have final round in Red Bull Cerro Abajo series because, you know, the crowd, the track, the surroundings, and then everything in here, it just step up the game so much, and to be able to take the overall win right here in Guanajuato would be really special for me.
So, can he take the title? Can he have a perfect season? Tomas Slavik, 3rd overall in the season in 23, 2nd in last year's series. What's it going to be for Slavik then? And he's got to push Elliot.
Yeah.
The top 6 is not easy. Hard on those pedals on the flat bits.
He is going for it. Oh, little mistake there. Pushes the front tire over the curb. He's got to get back in the right mindset. Put that mistake behind him.
He'll no doubt swallow it up, all that experience. A calm head, fast into the container then. 3rd here last year.
Oh,
Slavik goes down! Oh! Slavik crashes out! And he's hurt himself he's limping, he's gonna get back on his bike. Oh, no. The drama unfolded right at the start of this race here. He needed a 6th place. He's not going to get a 6th place now.
Oh.
The bike is bent. Thankfully, Slavik looking like he's uninjured and able to continue. Oh, what happened there, Elliot?
I don't know, in a part that we would
Did he go deep? Did he overjump the landing ramp?
He was going
perhaps?
so fast, but I have no idea. I mean, that's a section that you never would imagine. It does go over some asphalt. So I don't know if that's maybe slippery, but
really.
Oh, for Tomas Slavik, like you said, he needed a 6th place. He only needed a 6th place to take the overall, and he is not going to get a 6th place.
Wow, that throws the series title wide open here this afternoon then.
But it's not over, because if Juanfer Velez doesn't win, Juanfer Velez, he needs enough points, right? Juanfer Velez has 69 points, and Tomas Slavik has 127. So Juanfer still needs to get a good result to actually be able to challenge Slavik for the overall.
So Velez needs to win if he's going to take it this afternoon. Don't forget Filipe Agurto in there as well. 2nd place in the overall standings. A big opportunity for him as well. But feeling for Tomas Slavik, wow. The only thing I can think of, is it was really hard to see from that angle, was did he overjump and land so heavy on the flat road? You know, overjump the landing ramp and land flat, and then the force maybe slid. He just looked like he slid out on the flat.
I just never.
He does pedal insanely hard, but surely not enough to spin himself to the ground.
I never would have expected it.
No, it was the first error that we've actually seen from Tomas Slavik in this series. He's been perfect until now. Well, hard times then for Tomas. He's got a long, long afternoon now watching how this unfolds.
So we
I'd love to hear from him.
Yeah, we are going to have a slow-mo of it. So I'm gonna look pretty close. You can see the devastation. I mean, that is heart-wrenching.
Went down hard as well. Look, the gloves all ripped up.
Ever the professional.
Yeah, ever the competitor. He knows this is racing. This place hasn't been kind to him. Massive crash the first year he came here, off down that 2nd staircase. And everything.
I mean,
was he nervous? He made a slight error here.
And so he pushes his front tire over that curb.
Yeah.
And he's like, in your mind, you're like, I need to push. Like, that is lost time. I need to make that up. So let's see what happens.
Off he goes, lands on that ramp.
I mean,
I think he
overjumped it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Front tire kind of got a little bit heavy, and that asphalt is.
Do you know what? That's the only explanation that I've got. He must have. It was difficult to see. I think he did go a little long. The front wheel maybe landed at the very bottom of the ramp in that compression. Right. It's loose, and then went away from him, and down he went. Oh, wow. There you go.
I never would have expected.
A picture sometimes gives you 1,000 words. Look at that. Oh. Well, Adrien Loron leading. Wyn Masters in 2nd. And the man that has won the first 2 races crashing out. Back to the top then for the top Mexican qualifier, Alan Reyes now. Great 12th place for him. Well, the drama already has blown my mind.
And Alan riding for Specialized Mexico, Darko, and you know, like I said, he has been progressing more and more. Started the Red Bull Cerro Abajo series 2 years ago. Gets a little bit wild there, 2 years ago, and every single event he has been going better and better and better. So this is the first time that he is qualified, hits his bar through the Gary's house.
Pretty clean on the exit though, carried good speed. It's a real tight turn actually in Gary's house. And fast down that staircase, painted stairs just to add to the slipperiness of them. And only 0.2 back.
That's right.
Off one of the world's best riders. Oh, he's going for it, Elliot. Landed nearly flat off there as well.
You love to see it. I mean, it shows you how tight these Red Bull Cerro Abajo events are, because there's bars that can hit, there's pedals that can hit, jumps incredibly far down to his house.
Well, hanging it out here as he turns left now into this wildest of all the key sections, loses 0.5 between those 2 splits. Back end kicking down there. Loron still the fastest in there with that 8.5. But
makes up. Oh.
No, Reyes goes fastest in there. 8.2, excuse me.
What happened? I think he's maybe got a flat. I saw him. He put his head back.
Fastest in the key section though. He can take it from that, but yeah, he may well have flattened in there earlier. Tires look good. Not sure what happened there.
I mean, did he? Maybe the bike is all good, but he
looks like it. Yeah.
He just missed the ramp.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for Alan as well.
Yeah, real shame. So down the last few stairs now they come.
And Alan Reyes, really, I mean, you hear the crowd. To have a Red Bull Cerro Abajo event in your home country in Mexico, this is the loudest the fans have gotten all weekend, enjoying it all the way into the finish.
And he was on a great run, and Alan Reyes, yep, what a shame for him. Trying to hear what they're saying. Well, they're chanting for him, Elliot.
Look at this, the right hand of the slide. Luckily, he hit before the doorway, and it didn't catch him. You can just see how, I think one of the things that makes the track so technical is not only kind of the difficulty of these features, but the track and the surface you're riding on changes the entire time. So let's see what happened here. I don't think we're actually going to be able to see it. I mean, but the surface is ever changing. You know, you have cobbles, you have asphalt, you have, you know, kind of a paver type surface. And each of those has different traction characteristics.
Well, people getting a viewpoint wherever they can this afternoon. Next up, Lucas Borba.
Hay que ser muy consistente, hacer la bajada muy limpia, con mucha fuerza, porque el físico, hay altitud, el aire es seco, entonces son varios detalles que hay que pensar con mucha calma y hacer bien en la bajada final.
So, the only Brazilian ever to win in Valparaiso, Chile. 11th in qualifying for Lucas Borba, in a real battle for 4th overall, actually, with Sebastian Holguin, so he needs a good run here.
Yeah, and Lucas, this could be a podium run. He was 3rd until the end of the key section, and then he lost 1.5. So if he can put that run together at the top, clean up the mistakes at the bottom, this could be one of your top runs, but he needs to execute it.
I can't believe how low he was in that first left-handed boarded wall right there. Fast down through there as well. Loron's time then at split 1 coming up 31.5. Borba goes in front of it by 0.4 of a second. So making it happen on the top section.
So far, so good. Lucas is one of those just incredibly smooth riders. He doesn't look like he's going so fast or anything like that. Doesn't get wild. Off of Frida's drop. Jumps super far down there. Shaves off all the distance as well. Here we go. This is the key section. So from here at the bottom of this, lose a little bit of time, but still up by 0.3. From here down, he really needs to pedal. He needs to clean up those mistakes.
Pedaling hard, yet. Borba goes fastest then in that key section. So on the move and burying himself hard on the pedals now.
Yeah, can't sit down here. This is the final race of the season. Lucas, this is the final race of the season.
0.13 up then, so loses a little bit in that last sector. But it's all green so far for Lucas Borba now.
Be light on the pedals.
We saw Velez so quick down here last year, somehow managing to time up these small steps, runs wide, coming out of there, carrying good speed then.
Super low. Really, really improved his technical riding ability.
Crosses the line and goes fastest, 151.3. 0.15 into the green. So a good run then, new leader, Lucas Borba, a 151 now, still a way out.
Yeah, you can see exactly.
Velez is qualifier, but still good enough for second actually in that qualifier. So up in the game here in the finals.
Yeah, definitely. And you can definitely see what I was talking about, those last two splits after the key section. Still lost a little bit of time to Adrien Loron, so maybe just wasn't quite able to dial in that section. But into the hot seat.
Yeah. A good run then. 10 riders to go here. If you just joined us, it's the finals of Red Bull Cerro Abajo Series. We're in Guanajuato, Mexico. Borba from Loron at the moment. Wyn Masters in third. Mexican Alan Reyes there in fourth, just ahead of Tomas Slavik. If you just joined us, the man who won the first 2 rounds in this series needed a top 6 today to take the title and crashed out in spectacular fashion on a part of the track
that you would never...
No, that we did not see coming, right?
No.
Nor did Thomas.
No.
And here is those top 3 at the moment now. Wyn Masters, the veteran, all the way from New Zealand.
Yeah, I know, I love it. He's got such a unique riding style. Really rides in that aggressive position, riding that GT bicycles. Rides. Super nice on there. Adrien Loron in second place. Really, really nice ride from Adrien. Again, he is just so strong on the pedals. And then Lucas Borba into the lead. This time would have put him in second in qualifying. So the times are definitely coming down. Good ride for Lucas to finish off the season.
Okay, well, let's find out what happened to Tomas Slavik.
Well, Thomas, you had a strong start, but then you had a crash in your run. Talk us through what happened.
You know, we found out like 5 minutes before I started, my chain is broken, so we're quickly fixing it. So really thanks to the guys at the top that they make it work really quickly. But I was trying to focus as much as I could, and I think the run was going quite well until the time I just entered the containers way too fast. I didn't touch the landing of the feature, and it was such a big compression that I was trying as hard as possible to stand it, but it didn't work out. And you can see, like, in one little mistake can destroy the whole season and a hunt for the overall championship. So that's why I was trying to get up as fast as possible, get on my bike, hit all the features to at least have a time. And now I guess it's over, but never say never until it's over, yeah.
Well, thank you, Thomas.
Well, it was what we thought it was earlier. Yeah. I mean, distracting, of course, to have people working on your bike before. Maybe unsettling him, massive amount of pressure on his shoulders. He says it's over. Let's not forget what happened in Valparaiso, where nearly all the favourites crashed. You know, had incidents on the way down. It's not over yet, but it is going to be tough now.
Now, the pressure completely shifts to Juanfer Velez.
Yes.
Right? You have to win. If you win this race, you win the overall. If you don't win, then you don't win the overall. Douglas Vieira coming up next. We have so many good riders, and I love that Edgar is up there, and then Filipe Agurto hunting for his first win at a Red Bull Cerro Abajo event.
Okay.
All the Mexican fans just loving it. It's just all lined up.
We go back to the top now for Douglas Vieira. 10th in qualifying for the Brazilian.
Yeah, and Douglas riding for that JL Black Forest Racing team, living in the UK, had a really big crash a little bit ago. Talked to him after Valparaiso and said, you know, I was riding good, but just fitness wasn't quite back. So he'll continue to get better as well, and I would expect him to have an even better result here.
And riding pretty immaculately, I would say, so far on this. Now, runs wide, out to the outside there, going to straighten off through her as much as he can. And Slavik, that was the ramp he missed on the landing. Borba the fastest there, Vieira though close. So, Brazilians 1-2 at the moment.
That's right. And Douglas has such a smooth riding style. The Vieira, both the Vieira brothers here, such a talented family.
Runs wide coming in, goes deep off there, looked like he carried a lot of speed into the roof there, to Frida's house. Into the key section now. And we've had big moments there in the past. 0.44 up.
Almost made up a second just in that previous split, and then goes fast into the key section by 0.001.
Oh, by 1,000, the smallest of margins then. So Vieira, what can he bring in this flat bottom section? Now he's going to have to bury himself down here, Elliot.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, at the last race of the season, you have to go, and you have to keep pushing until the end. It's a really different mindset at the bottom of this track.
Minus 0.5 then, the advantage growing for Vieira. Oh, amazing stuff. And he looks like he might have timed those stairs a little bit better down there as well.
Definitely, you really need to hop, but to hop, you need to have the speed.
Up and over there, maybe not carrying as much speed as some of the other riders, though. Look like he only just got up and over it. Borba's 151.3 under pressure. He goes fastest. Vieira takes the lead. 0.6 up in the end. A great lower section from him.
Yeah, that he will be super proud of that run. That was a solid run. Like I said, coming back from this massive injury, continuing to improve, continuing to get better. Really, really nice. So, lost a little bit of time in that first sector, but after that, just green. Green, green, green. Exactly what you want to see. Hopped into this. That was almost back. Right? Can you imagine going over handlebars into
Well, Tomas Slavik did it 2 years ago.
Right.
As they come in, if they come in over that off that left fast, you can, by accident, clear the first flight of stairs and put your front wheel down on that little flat bit. I'm guessing that's what Vieira did, and that compression can take you out. So there was even talk, I don't know if it's going to happen in this finals, Juanfer Velez saying, I'm going to gap that, which means where they're casing the front, he's going to have to get a whole bike, more than a bike length past that. So
good, thanks. No.
Yeah, I looked at it and thought it was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard of. But he walked off nodding like it was definitely on. So let's see. So new leader, Douglas Vieira, Brazil, 1-2 at the moment. Adrien Loron there, third place for France. Top three separated by less than a second. From Barcelona, Alex Marin now. Seeing him in more and more of these street races.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a bit of everything, right? He was a World Cup downhill racer. He was an enduro racer. He was an e-enduro racer. At each one of those, really succeeding. And now he's doing a bit of everything, like you said, YouTube channel. He's wild, as always.
Yeah, frantic out of that right-hander there.
Yeah, on that Uno bike as well. It's really interesting to see, you know, the skills that he has taken, and he is pedaling.
Oh, and so close, just 1,000th off then. So neck and neck and split at number one, really.
Let's see if he can hold it.
Yeah, Marin bringing the heat here then in Guanajuato this afternoon, up onto the roof of Frida's. And nicely off.
Yeah, style. He's got such amazing style, such amazing bike control.
How much is he willing to risk it in here then? Finds himself now in the red, 0.8 back. Whoa.
I'm interested to see what the key section says for us.
Oh, look at that
Another.
then. Going faster again, unbelievable. I don't know, 8.2. So, the times are coming tumbling down here.
I was looking at him, you know, he had that super high cadence at the beginning of the track, and now you see him kind of laboring a little bit.
Sitting down.
Yeah, he might have used a little bit of too much energy at the top.
You've got to save something down here. Remember, our altitude as well, 6,000 feet, 2,000 meters, nearly clipping a doorway on the left there.
You know, in these technical parts of the track, Alex really excelling. But it shows you that it's not just physical, it's technically physical. You need to pedal, and you also need to time the stairs, like we talked about. You saw Douglas doing that at the very bottom.
And much more difficult when you're absolutely exhausted. Marin across the line in a fourth place. Less than 2 seconds off.
Yeah, at this level, you know, he did the right thing. You can't rest. You can't, you know, kind of save some energy anywhere. You have to go for it. But just maybe those little mistakes kind of sapped a little bit of energy from him and couldn't hold it for the bottom.
Well, 8 riders to go here at Red Bull Cerro Abajo finals. We're in Guanajuato, Mexico. It's a perfect day. And we're into the top 10. Just saw.
I like it.
Alex Marin come down, that man there, and go into fourth place. So the fastest seeders now, the top qualifiers at the top of the mountain. Sebastian Holguin there, Juanfer Velez in front of him. The Colombians that we do know will bring the speed this afternoon, as will this man, Roger Vieira. His brother coming down a few moments ago, 8th in qualifying then. And a brilliant run in Valparaiso for 4th, showing us what he can do, Elliot.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he was only 0.7 off of the win there.
Low in that berm there as well, that wooden berm.
Yeah, you see him. He has the skills. He's a World Cup downhill rider.
That was so clean and fast.
So clean.
Yep.
We saw him excel at Red Bull Hardline Tasmania earlier this year. Can do pretty much everything. Is not scared of these big jumps and these big features.
The reigning national champion for downhill of Brazil then. Sprinting towards this first split now. Oh, and he's outside, but only just. 35 thousandths there. Nothing in it.
Yeah, and Roger is super fit, and he is hungry. I think that's one of the things when I talk to him, and you talk to him, he loves riding his downhill bike. Pops up there.
Yeah. Deep up there as well.
Deep.
So Vieira carrying good pace. He's going to need to, because everyone has been flying in this key section. He's half a second back now. But Vieira letting it go down there. Alex Marin the fastest through that key section. Vieira now taking a lot of time off that. And quarter of a second in that little bit.
He looks so smooth as well.
So this is good for Vieira. And he stood up at Elliott, not sitting down, making those pedals turn.
That's right.
Let's see what the next split's going to tell us, but it's looking strong down here from Roger Vieira. And he's extended, .321 up now. Look at that.
That is incredible.
That's incredible. It was relentless, though. He didn't stop anywhere.
And there's those hops. He got the rhythm section down that last stair set. It's like exactly what we want to see.
Runs wide there. Good speed as well. So Vieira, what's it going to be? It could well be green for him then, the Brazilian. Over the last jump, Roger Vieira goes fastest by nearly a second. 1:49.8. Just outside the fastest qualifier of Velez, that 1:49.5. The times are coming down in Mexico.
First rider to break that 150 mark. And Roger is just... Is he Red Bull Cerro Abajo? He's starting to become a bit of an expert here. Love to see it.
He's getting more and more comfortable.
Look at how much time he made up on that last sector.
But he didn't sit down.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Everyone telling me, Elliot, that people saying, you know, we saw maybe Marin overdoing it at the top, getting a bit tired towards the bottom. But, you know, 1 kilometer in length. Velez describing this track as explosive. Like the Colombians, they will be all out top to bottom. That is what it's going to take to win this. And you've got to have, I think, that strength, that power in the bottom section, right? That's how it is.
At this level, you have to go the whole way. You have to do exactly what Roger did and empty the tank and not give up. Like, you can't give up on those pedals at the end.
And of course, all going towards the title. Tomas Slavik needed a 6th place only after winning the first 2 races in this series, has crashed out, which means that Filipe Agurto or Juanfer Velez, if they take the win, they will take the title. Johannes Fischbach now from Germany, 7th in qualifying then. And Fischbach having a great season.
Yeah, he has really had a season. Really bounced back from that big crash we saw at Red Bull Cerro Abajo in Valparaiso last year.
5th at round 1, a 6th a few weeks ago in Chile, and another man who brings the horsepower.
That's right.
From the world of 4-cross, insane power.
That's exactly what I thought of when he came out of that turn. Like, just so much power in there.
So what's he going to be then? Down towards this first split now for Fischbach. He hasn't done much wrong, but he goes outside it that time. Look how tight it is.
It's so tight.
Yeah.
It's so tight. I mean, that 31-second mark is kind of the benchmark. We actually had Juanfer Velez get a 32nd up there on that first split in qualifying. So we know that there is time to be made up, but it is hard to do.
Yeah, look at that. Less than 0.1 off at split 1 and 5th position. So the racing super tight. Key section now, and then Fischbach turns it from red to green and finds himself 6 thousandths up. Vieira the quickest through this key section so far. Fischbach losing 0.4 nearly in there.
Yeah, Roger had an amazing bottom here. I mean, they're pretty much tied coming into it.
And actually Fishy in a big gear as he came out of that turn as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he didn't quite get the shifts he needed coming up that little wooden ramp.
But he does have the power to turn things around. Up at the last split, what is it now? Finds himself 69 thousandths only into the red, so neck and neck really.
Really nice around that right-hander.
It's going to take everything he's got on that last straight, Elliot.
This is the exact same run that we just saw.
Yeah, you're right, exact same. So just these last couple of jumps then for Johannes Fischbach. Laying down the power. What's it going to be? He goes second. 50 0.3 thousandths off only.
He was never more than 0.1 ahead or behind in that entire run. That's crazy.
And on an enduro bike. Most people favouring a downhill bike here.
Yeah.
So 6 riders left to go here at the finals of the Red Bull Cerro Abajo series.
You can just see how physical this track is. Johannes riding for that Raymond team. See, his only time he lost a ton of time was just in that key section, so if he could have cleaned that up. But as you say, that is where a downhill bike will be better there because you have more traction. All the riders running their suspension so hard. You just see on the trail bike, Tomas Slavik saying there's no way you can go down that stair set as fast as you can on a downhill bike.
Six riders left. The title wide open. Jeronimo Paez, Giovannini, Carballo, Agurto, Holguin and Velez still left to drop here. But it's the Brazilian, Roger Vieira, leading at the moment.
That's cool to sit next to your brother in the hot seat.
That's right, look at him. Filipe Agurto, one of the men that can take the title this afternoon, just get himself ready as we go back to the top for Jeronimo Paez from Argentina. A man who could do big things here. 6th last year and actually 10th at the last race in Valparaiso with a crash. He was on phenomenal pace there.
Yeah, and he took that pace right into this race. He was 2nd at the first split. And this, again, could be a podium rider. He was the only person within a second up there, that first split, so.
Sprinting hard across that little flat there as well. Pretty clean around that right, and again on the pedals hard. And clean into Gary's house. I don't think we've seen that done better today.
Like you said,
looking good.
He just has been getting better and better.
It had a big compression in the middle of that staircase, it looked like to me. There is a gap there. And look at that, nearly up by a second. So it was as clean as we thought it was.
There it is. There's that 30-second time that we're looking for. Little bonk. That's all good. Shrug it off.
Coming up now onto the top of Frida's house then. Paez from Mendoza. Scrubs off there a little bit.
As close to the edge of that ramp as you could possibly be.
And finds himself still half a second up, losing 0.24. The back wheel's skating a little bit in this key section now.
Definitely came into there super fast.
Still losing 0.26 to the fastest man through there so far, the leader, Roger Vieira. But look at the effort now from Paez across here.
Yeah, good through that down up there.
And again, knowing he's got to bury himself here. Absolutely stood up sprinting. This is impressive.
Yeah, definitely needs to clean up his run from. Yeah, this is
green to red though.
And this is where he lost time in qualifying as well.
Pedaling down those stairs, Elliot. What do you think? It's hard to make time then, perhaps.
Roger was so smooth at the bottom.
Yeah. So, last turn then, straight down now. For Jeronimo Paez. Lost a little bit of time at the bottom of his run here. An amazing top section. Goes big over there and into 3rd place. 0.45 off. And these riders are so exhausted. You do see some shapes thrown over that last jump.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I mean, we're at elevation here. Every single rider talking about how this is the most physical track. Jeronimo, for sure, will be happy with this run, though. I mean, he'll look at the splits, he'll analyze his run, he'll see that he had the pace up there. That is, you're in the air and you're terrified that your front tire is just going to hit the back of that landing. I think Jeronimo is just getting better and better at these Red Bull Cerro Abajo races. So coming into the 25-26 season, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep. Oh, big over the last jump.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
not his most stylish jump of all time.
I am dead. Just get me into the finish. Get me into the finish.
Please land now. So there's your standings at the moment. Look how tight it is. The top 4 separated by less than a second and plenty of Brazilians in there. And actually, it's going to be a Brazilian that drops next. Tomas Slavik, waiting game for him this afternoon. So, third at the moment. We just saw him come down.
And this is kind of, did you see when he was pedaling and his back tires kind of hopping? That's why we talk about needing to do, like, have a rhythm through there, but you have to come around that right fast enough to where you're not just bunny hopping.
Do you think it's quicker to pedal down those stairs, or do you think it's quicker to kind of time them perhaps? I mean,
you have to have enough speed if you're going to hop, because if you just, you know, do a big bunny hop, you land and it takes all your speed.
Yeah. Johannes Fischbach, second place for the German at the moment, on that short travel bike as well. Definitely a much less of an advantage here than, say, in Valparaiso, but it's Roger Vieira, the Brazilian, that leads at the moment, that 1:49.8. And yeah, a brilliant top to bottom for him. Here he is. Let's hear from him now.
Roger, first time competing here in Guanajuato, and you're in the hot seat. How good does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. I'm super happy to have put a good run down. And the first time in Mexico, first time in Guanajuato, couldn't ask for anything better. Just let's hope like now my time holds it, and let's see where we end up.
You had a strong run. Can you go through it?
Yeah, it was really hard. I did a little mistake at the top where I did the wall ride and my foot came unclipped, but I managed to clip back in quite quick. And then on the pedal, I was so tired, but I just pushed really hard as I could. And yeah, it was enough to be in the hot seat now, but yeah, I'm happy.
Well, amazing. Let's see what happens. Thanks.
Okay, well, how long will it last? It might be a Brazilian that topples him. The next man to drop is going to be Gabriel Giovannini, a three-time Brazilian Enduro champion, a two-time downhill champion. And stunning views over the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Guanajuato. What a town it is, Elliot.
Every time we come here, as soon as we go into one of the tunnels that used to be the old silver mines, your phone comes out. You're just like, can you believe it? It's a unique city.
It really is, yeah. And they are your 5 riders left to drop then. The Brazilian next, Carballo from Spain after him, Agurto. Before we go to the 2 Colombians, Holguin and Velez. And of course, everyone fighting for this afternoon, the overall winners belt. We're in Mexico, we had a wrestling themed prize, it's amazing. One of the nicest trophies I've ever seen.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, that is what makes this series so cool, is that it is about the races, but it's also about the heritage and the culture.
Gabriel Giovannini then, 33 years old. And fast here last year, had a great bottom section actually. So the man will bring the power if he's anywhere near at the bottom. He could be there. Plenty of track before that though.
Yeah.
Quick around that first left.
I'm really kind of looking for these last 5 riders. You can't really make too much of a mistake, and some stuff like that, you see these little kind of micro adjustments, hopping over the top step there instead of going low.
He was clean.
It is clean so far.
Clean, yeah, clean through Gary's house. Coming up to this split then, Vieira's 31.4 is safe. 47 thousandths off it though. Giovannini absolutely in touch.
Yeah, definitely, and he's so strong. You can see him kind of lifting up the back wheel, using those clips where he needs to. See him on the right side of your screen, hopping onto Frida's house.
Yep, up on the roof and off it real quick, it looked to me.
Take a deep breath and get into this key section.
And hold on tight. Losing time though, nearly half a second off now. The back wheel just jittering away a little bit. Not as alarming as I think what we will see later from those last 4.
No, doesn't lose too much time in the key section. I mean, Roger had an amazing key section, losing only 0.14, and like Roger said, he didn't give up. He had to bury himself on this pedal, as did Gabriel.
Yeah, absolutely. Giovannini looking super strong. This is where he was fast a year ago. 0.7 off though now, so just slipping further into the red. Oh, finds that gap, little case to the front there.
Yeah, gets the gaps. And the hard part about this bottom section is it's average speed. And so you can't really just let off the brakes if it was steeper. You have to pedal, you have to generate your own speed.
Yeah, that's right. 0.7 it was at the last split. Over a second at the line then. Giovannini goes 5th. 4 riders left to drop. And of course, what those 4 riders left to drop, if either Filipe Agurto or Juanfer Velez take the win, they take the overall title.
Oh, wow. Yeah, amazing. So Filipe Agurto, I wasn't even sure.
Yeah, that's right, we got him. Agurto right in there as well.
This is, man, Slavik to make that mistake here on that part of the track.
Opening it wide, making it wide open, man.
You said it. I mean, we're seeing the end of Gabriel's run. Good run for him, but Slavik, you said, you know, he is a racer and he is going to go for it, which is exactly what he did.
I dread to think how fast he was going to land flat out of the container.
No.
And there he is, the 2-time series champion, unbeaten in the 2 years we've had the Red Bull Cerro Abajo series. And now, against all odds, Velez has another chance to go 3 in a row, and I would not bet against him doing it, I promise you that. Edgar Carballo now then, the next rider from Tenerife, an island off Spain, on the downhill bike.
And Edgar is just on fire so far. I was looking at it, we talked about that first split time. He needs a 31 up here, and so far, coming out of the gate, no mistakes yet. Really nice right-hander.
Was clean out, straight on the pedals, a great qualifier for this man. Comes from the world of enduro, so if he can get to that bottom section, he should have the fitness.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the top is where he needs to push.
That's right. Push he is. 31.4, and he's up by nearly half a second then. So Carballo bringing the speed here this afternoon. Incredible.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he made up almost half a second on his qualifier, over half a second on his qualifier time. So he is right where he needs to be for this bottom section where he's super strong.
On the edge of the boards as he goes up onto the roof of Frida, 4 times a Spanish enduro champion.
Look at the speed he's carrying through there.
Fast in here, and now the advantage goes back to just 0.2. Oh, turning harder than I'd fancy on those stairs. Insane from Carballo.
You can hear the rim hitting.
Loses over a quarter of a second in there to Roger Vieira, which probably will see him ready the next split. On those pedals out of this turn, though, he might be fighting back, Elliot.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to fight here. This is where Edgar shines.
Yes, that's right. Enduro rider will have the fitness down here. Oh, but over half a second off, losing 0.68 now. Surely too much to find between here and the bottom. Pedaling down those janky stairs there. Difficult.
Man, we're seeing everyone that pushes hard at the top just can't really hold it to the bottom.
You're right. That's right. The altitude, everything will be playing its part.
I mean, you can just see how he's laboring compared to the top.
That's right. Absolutely exhausted then. Carballo across the line. He goes in 8th in the end. 2 seconds, over 2 seconds off. Yeah, paying the price for the effort at the top.
And it's not I mean, we are at such altitude, right? The way that you practice, the way that you train, and you come here, and it's completely different. The energy that you can expend when you're training normally and practicing is different, so they're misjudging it.
Yeah. And, you know, physical tracks like this, altitude, if you're going to go all out, it's probably only going to be in this run.
Yeah, definitely.
3 to go. The next man has a shot at the title.
I love that Edgar is at these Red Bull Cerro Abajo events, though. He has done a bit of everything riding for that on that Mondraker. The crowd. Got a quick photo. The umbrellas are out. It's hot out here. The weather is great. A perfect day for an urban race.
It really is, yeah. That's a nervous Roger Vieira in the hot seat, and with good reason. Filipe Agurto is about to drop then. That's what he's been doing so far.
Look at that, 8 wins to 0.
Well, I was about to say, Agurto still looking for that first Red Bull Cerro Abajo win of a race. If he gets it today, he will take the title. Today's the day.
Totally, it is. And he's consistent. We've been talking about that over last year. That was kind of our narrative around Filipe, is he's so consistent. I mean, he's gotten that 4th place in the overall, and now he has added on the speed. You think of riders in the downhill scene that have kind of started from that area of consistency at Troy Brosnan, but with Filipe.
Here we go then. Filipe Agurto, second at Red Bull Valparaiso Cerro Abajo the last 2 years, searching for that first win. Today is the day to do it if he can. Pressing more and more in these street races, keeping it super low on those boards, Elliot.
Super low. Starts pedaling before he comes off. That's so difficult because you don't want a little stall there, but you don't want to hit your pedal on those sandbags. The precision of this guy.
Nice through there on that tight right-hander as well. Now he's going to have to open it right up, heading straight through this container. So the hot chili coming up to split number 1, and he's back again, but only by 59 thousandths, so very, very much in touch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm sure that was that little stall that we saw.
Yeah, in that right-hander, just curve on the exit of it, so tight up onto the roof of Frida's now. Oh, and carrying good pace off there.
And he needs to make sure he doesn't do what Tomas Slavik said. He knows he made a mistake, but he needs to get back into race pace and into the zone.
0.17 off now, but clean down through this key section. 7.9, still the fastest with Vieira. Agurto losing very little time in that part of the track.
Yeah.
Now he's burying himself, Elliot. Barely looking where he's going.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gone. He's done so many mental runs of this track. Oh, at night, during the day. He's done so much practice. He's been dreaming of this.
0.2 off then. Oh, it's going to take something special from him now.
Can he pull it back? I mean,
4th here last year. Had a 4th at round 1 of this series. 5th in last year's overall. Could well go better than that today. Let's it run out on the cobbles then.
Is this going to be Filipe's day? I don't know.
Agurto sprinting hard. Has a little sit down there. They're all so exhausted. Agurto across the line. He goes 4th. 0.8 into the red. And now it comes down to Juanfer Velez to see if he can win the race and take the overall.
Well, everyone, right? I mean, even Filipe, you kind of saw him lose that spryness, I guess I would say, on that last little bit. You see, he's a little bit disappointed with that run. He came here to win. Not achieving that goal. We'll have to try again in Italy later this year. Just really clean riding by Filipe. Always one of those riders that you just so strong, you know, not getting, kind of has that box position on the bike, knees are in, controlling it super well.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What a race and what a scenario we've been given.
El año pasado perdí la carrera en la parte física, que es al final de la pista, entonces este año hemos trabajado más en eso y en general me siento mucho más confiado y muy cómodo sobre la bici, entonces creo que este año, si nos sale una buena bajada, seguro podremos ganar.
A new team for this man then in 2025, Sebastian Holguin. Second to Velez here last year. 4th in points coming in, no shout at the overall for him though. But one of the fastest.
He could be a spoiler, right?
He could. Second fastest qualifier, yeah. Here we go then, Holguin on track, low through there. Whips it around those boards viciously.
All right, starts out aggressive. Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, that was so clean on that right. Didn't stall on the exit at all. Hops those steps there as well. Gives himself a good line into the house. And lines up, coming out off that drop, Elliot. The intricacies of these top street races is incredible.
I've always thought about, you know, when you watch Sebastian ride, he can be aggressive, but he knows where to chill. He knows how to get traction. And he's up by
over a second at the first split on track then, so it's a massive top section from Holguin. All the other riders separated by thousands. That's insane.
That is insane. I mean, this is where we really saw him below our minds a couple of years ago.
Oh, Couple of pedal strokes on there, a second to play with. Second split coming up, and he's up by more. 1.6 now, and into this key section, he lets it go.
So fast coming in off the road.
And fastest in the key section as well then. So Holguin, can he keep it going now to the finish line? It was like this last year, and he lost it all in this last sector to Velez.
He definitely looks stronger from last year. This is where he's been practicing. You heard him say it. He's been working on this. New team, MS Racing zeroed, and
the 1.7 now. And the margin last year, Elliot, between him and Velez was just 3/100s, excuse me, nothing. So the former teammates looking like they're going to battle again here today.
Stayed strong all the way down.
Oh, carries good speed out onto the road. Squashes that hard then. What's he got left in the tank? He's going to sprint down the line. Holguin goes fastest. 148.1. Massive margin. 1.6 up. Incredible from Sebastian Holguin. Wow. First rider to smash the time, and Velez is qualifying as well. What a run from Holguin. What a run.
Did exactly what he needed to do.
That's right, he absolutely did. Can he win his first Red Bull Cerro Abajo?
You can see the pain emptying the tank, the relief. And he is just so precise, comes off of this ramp super, soon, so he can get out to the right of those sandbags, hitting these landings exactly where he needs to be, goes low on the wall. Sebastian, I think he is one of the riders that really showed and really brought this kind of technicality into these Red Bull Cerro Abajo events.
Yeah. Roger Vieira vacates. It's Sebastian Holguin, a 148.19. Roger Vieira second, Fischbach third. And one rider left to top now, Juanfer Velez from the Medellin in Colombia. And it's as simple as this. If he wins, he takes the title. If he doesn't win, that man, Tomas Slavik, takes the title. Can you imagine the pressure these two riders are feeling now? One at the bottom and one at the top. Juanfer Velez then. Can he do it? He won here last year. No wins in the series this year. Unbeaten in this series. Can he make it 3 titles in a row? Juanfer Velez on track. One of the most exciting riders on the planet right now.
Oh man, I mean, straight out of the gate, he is going so fast.
The precision, the speed is actually unbelievable.
Oh, this is so clean, slides the back end out.
So was Sebastian Holguin though on this top section. Velez gets a good power pedal out of that house.
Rob, I don't know. This just looks incredible to me.
Well, he usually is. This first split's going to tell us then. And he's up on 0.29, which is massive, because Holguin's top section was unbelievable.
That's right.
Oh, squashes hard over there, Velez.
And now you see him resting. You see him lock the legs out, take some rest, get ready, because the next part of the track is coming up.
He knows! Massive out of there. That was huge on Frida's then. I'm not sure anyone's carried as much pace as that. And now it's 0.3 up then. But the margins are small. Runs wide there. Lets it run through the key section to the edges. And Velez goes fastest. Taking 74 thousandths out of Holguin. And he is green on the splits. And this is where he really performed last year. And again, Elliot, looking like he's got the power in those legs.
He's got 0.4 to play with. Like you said, this is where he has been crushing everyone at this event.
0.9 up now, nearly a second for Juanfer Velez then. Can he make it 3 titles in a row? No one saw it coming into this race.
And just pedaling everywhere. He's just looked so composed. A second almost up coming into the finish.
Making it look so easy then. Juanfer Velez, here he comes. What's it gonna be? He takes the win. He takes the title. Velez over the last jump. Velez wins Red Bull Cerro Abajo Series for the 3rd time. Look at the time. He's done it. Incredible. I did not expect that coming into this race. I did not expect to see him take the title.
No, it was a foregone conclusion almost.
That's right.
That Tomas Slavik would take this title.
Oh my goodness, the agony and the ecstasy. Slavik looks on. Oh, the Colombian has done it again. 3 times the series champion, unbeaten in the Red Bull Cerro Abajo series. Elliot, that to me is just astonishing.
Oh my goodness.
He crashed out of Valparaiso. He crashed out, not once, but twice. And here he is taking the series. Second of round 1 behind Tomas in Genoa. Wow.
A 147, a low 147. What a time.
That's insane.
What a time. 3 seconds up on 5th place. That's crazy.
But also, mad respect to Sebastian Holguin.
Yeah.
Less than a second off. You got to go. You then go 2.5 seconds back to 3rd place.
Crazy.
The Colombians, they own street racing. They own the stairs.
Slavik, such a professional. I mean, congratulating him, even though that is just a devastating loss.
Yeah.
It's probably the most devastating loss that Tomas Slavik has ever had in his entire career.
I actually agree with you. I do feel for him. Juanfer Velez. What?
That is how you ride this track.
Under extraordinary pressure, and I really look forward to seeing what this man can do. He had a 3rd last year at Red Bull Hardline in Wales. He's coming there. Factory team for him this year, the proper support.
Yeah.
I mean, Velez, to me, Jackson Goldstone, Juanfer Velez, they belong in the same sentence. It's a big, a big statement. But
Yeah.
he's that good.
Well, I think that Juanfer Velez has shown that he can ride these Red Bull Cerro Abajo races, but he can also ride Red Bull Hardline, right? Taking the 2nd place there. He's great at the World Cups, all-around rider, and one of the only riders in the world that can compete and contend at across such a vast array of specialities in the world of downhill.
And that comes down to one thing: talent.
He is incredibly talented.
Which he seems to have in abundance.
Like you said, I mean, he is on that intense racing team this year as well.
Okay, well, Lasney's with him.
Well, Juanfer, you did it again. 2nd win here in Guanajuato. How good are you feeling? Juanfer, lo hiciste otra vez. 2ª victoria aquí en Guanajuato. ¿Qué tan contento estás?
Bueno, la verdad, muy feliz. Quería ganar. Creo que tengo que entrenar un poquito más porque soy muerto, pero bueno, contento.
Well, he's really happy. He wanted to win. He thinks he needs to train a little more because he's exhausted, but very happy overall. Bueno, regresaste más fuerte que nunca después de esa caída en Valparaíso. ¿Cómo lo hiciste?
Bueno, no sé si más fuerte que nunca porque me ha costado bastante, pero bueno, son cosas de la vida y se nos dio esa vez.
Well, he came back stronger from Valparaíso. It was a really tough race, really tough conditions, but he was able to figure it out. Cuéntanos sobre el nivel de competencia. Muy corredores duros. ¿Cómo haces para mantener el nivel?
Sí, la verdad, el nivel está muy alto. Corredores muy fuertes, pero no, simplemente me la disfruté de principio a fin y se dio.
Well, very high level of riding, very tough competitors, but he enjoyed his run and was able to get a successful result.
Absolutely unbelievable scenes here. The most. I'd written one off. I'd written everyone off except Tomas. I think we all had, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a race about who could win, not a race about who could win the championship.
Yep, absolutely. And there it is then. On 1:47.2. 2.5 seconds back to 3rd place. The 2 Colombians bring an insane pace again. Fischbach in 4th. Great ride for the Argentinian there. But it's all about Juanfer Velez. It's all about Juanfer.
I mean, I will say, I mean, Roger Vieira just improving at a massive rates. For him to get a 3rd place here in Guanajuato is amazing. Let's take a look at this run. What did he do? I think he was one of the riders that really was able to put an entire track together. It was so much about being aggressive at the top and then executing the bottom, laying it all in the line, emptying in the tank. Juanfer Velez saying that he needed to train more, but that's just what this race is. It is just hard.
Yeah.
It's never going to be easy.
Won by nearly a second. I don't think the training's too far off. Juanfer 2nd place today. Sebastian Holguin 2nd again. When's his time going to come?
It's hard, right, with Juanfer Velez in the mix, but Sebastian, I think, like you said, he wanted to improve on the bottom section, and he did that. You know, he's closer this year than he was last year, and I don't know how you beat this guy, but
I don't think anyone does.
Everyone's scratching their head.
Do you know what blew my mind probably more than anything in this series? The fact that in the stair section, the key section in Valparaiso 3 weeks ago, a 12-second set of stairs, he was over 1 second faster than everyone else. Now that even doesn't compute.
No, and he doesn't ride over the limit, right? It's not like he's wild or making a ton of mistakes. You just saw exactly, we've seen that over the years of these riders who know exactly what to do, exactly when. You saw him taking a rest, locking the legs when he needed to, and then pushing exactly when he needed to push.
And the next time we're going to commentate him on him, Elliot, will be at Red Bull Hardline, where he had a third last year, so definitely looking forwards to that. Yeah. Wow.
Coming into the race, the new Red Bull Cerro Abajo Series overall winner.
The unbeaten series champion. 3 in a row for Velez. What a day, as you said, though, for the Brazilian Roger Vieira, going from strength to strength in this series.
Yeah. GT O'Neill's SR Suntory. I mean, the joy that Roger, he's one of those guys, he's been at it for a while now. I mean, he's young, but he's been at the World Cups, and for him to get third place is amazing.
All the way from Colombia, Sebastian Holguin from Manizales. Another amazing season for him.
He's so cool.
Yeah, they are. The Colombians.
Cool.
They are.
The Colombians are so cool.
Camilo, Juanfer, they ooze it. And here he is then. A big smile on his face. 3 times now. A hat trick of Red Bull Cerro Abajo Championships.
Just hearing his name be chanted. And I mean, that will feel good. It'll feel good for his team. Like he said, it's the first year he's on this factory team, just the Intense factory team.
And to win a day with a 1:47. I mean, that is insane. Back-to-back wins here for Juanfer Velez. Oh, when he's almost unbeatable. I'm going to say it.
Totally.
Big smile on his face. Oh my goodness. He'll be looking forward to taking that trophy home to his mum, to his mother in the Medellin.
Johannes Fischbach in 4th there. You just saw him on your screen. Good result for him. Only 0.05 off the podium, but
yeah, Fishy.
Yeah.
Strong ride for him.
That is the face of relief. That is a face of, I can't believe this has just happened.
No, can you imagine how long this is going to take to sink in? Because he came here for the race when he got it, but I don't think the overall was even on his mind. We saw it in some of the pre-race stuff.
Look at this, 2 points.
He said, 2 points. Oh my goodness. I feel for Tomas Slavik.
If Slavik would have just gotten 2 points.
Well, that's racing. That is racing. A brilliant Holguin for 3rd. Chilean Filipe Agurto, magnificent in 4th, and Vieira for Brazil in 5th place. Look at that.
Wow.
But yeah, insane stuff. Yeah, Velez, even before the show had started, in the pre-race interviews, saying, the championship's gone this year. I'm here just to win the race.
Next thing you know.
Here he is. And here he is then. This is it. This is how he did it.
I mean, from the beginning, he was just doing things that were incredible the whole series. You remember that?
God! How could I forget it? Teetering on the edge of disaster. 2nd place for him at round 1 in Genoa. 3 weeks ago in Valparaiso, this happened. He was up at the splits by a couple of seconds before crashing out and then going down even harder at the bottom. Thankfully, he was okay, but that's how much these guys want it. He crashed and he carried on like he was going to win it.
Yeah.
And then today, back-to-back wins here for him, and a title snatched away from that man there, Tomas Slavik. Absolutely unbelievable.
Wow.
The drama. Huh? That was mad.
And you just love to see the camaraderie with everyone.
Yep.
Slavik still getting a 2nd place, so.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to see the overall awards given out now as well.
I mean, the crazy thing is too, I mean, if you were up on the hill, you would have had no idea that anyone, to come down and see that Juanfer Velez took the overall. Sebastian Holguin,
and there
third
it
place.
is then, yeah. This is the overall podium now. Look at that, I'd be going out in that tonight. 100%. Huh?
You're just like, you just show it off.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, who me? I got third.
Second overall. So close for Tomas Slavik. He went at it today. It didn't quite work out. He knows better than anyone that is racing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like, okay. Second place is all about this guy.
But for the third time in a row, unbeaten in this series in the 3 years we've had it. Juanfer Velez is your Red Bull Cerro Abajo Series champion for 2025. A smile that says it all, I think. He's just incredible.
Yeah. He is so skilled.
Yep. Him and Sebastian Holguin, I really look forward to seeing what they can do for the rest of the season in the streets and in the dirt. It's the hat's written off.
Yeah, so much for that white hat.
There's your top three then for this 2025 season. What a race, Elliot. What a day again. The whole series is... Do you know what? The street racing, it's just kind of bonkers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's just it never... every single event this year was so climactic. It was, it was unpredictable. Just, it's so entertaining. It's so amazing to see what these athletes do on their bikes on concrete and asphalt.
Yeah. Mexico. Let's go. Phenomenal. Amazing to see, yeah.
That's what you're hearing all the way down the track, by the way.
That's how it looks. Yeah, that's right. Mad scenes at the bottom here. Yeah, it's been a phenomenal series, a phenomenal race here. But it was Velez who took the title for the third time.
Stops on 3 continents, high stakes, every dive, a leap of faith.
That was beautiful.
But only consistency, focus, and top performance will take the title. Blink, and you'll miss it. Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series 2025, live on Red Bull TV.
What a lovely little island we live on. The scenery, the greenery. Some of the best trails, outstanding craftsmanship. 4 seasons in a day. It's easy to overlook our beautiful little island, and there's nowhere I'd rather be. Glorious! Shires, now available on Red Bull TV.
A new perspective on the streets of San Francisco.
Daddy!
Join Danny McCaskill on his very special sightseeing tour. Imagination running wild and taking no prisoners.
Welcome to The Rock.
Because making it look easy can be pretty hard. Will he send it? Danny McCaskill, Postcard from San Francisco. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Get stoked for the new Crankworx season. Let's go! Bringing together the mountain bike elite in a highly anticipated multi-discipline, multi-stop series. A boundary-pushing competition you won't want to miss.
A gold medal! Taking it again!
Crankworx World Tour, live on Red Bull TV.
We all have our idea of what we want the sport to look like. Still have that childhood feeling every time I drop in.
We are ready down here.
Anytime?
It's go time, man. It's gonna be insane.
The best feeling ever.
I'm ready to go!
Anytime. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Have you ever stared at a picture and it came alive? They say every rider has a calling. 15 athletes on their mind trip through Europe. A fantastic ride into the wildest dreams of biking. The Old World. Now available on Red Bull TV.
Welcome back to Guanajuato in Mexico. It's pretty mad down here in the finish area. The atmosphere is going off, but how could it not after that race? That was madness, right?
It was complete madness, right? Like, I don't know how Juanfer must have been feeling at the top of the track to know that you have to win the race to get the overall title and then to deliver on it.
I mean, yeah, the pictures told the story. Yeah. We had Tomas Slavik at the bottom. If Juanfer didn't win, he would get the title. Velez at the top. How do you perform, Elliot? Like, to deal, you know, we've raced downhill. It's pretty gnarly at a start hut, but to know that you've got to win to defend your title, to deliver it, I don't even understand. It's just mad. And that was one of his greatest races.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes great athletes great athletes. It is about rising to the occasion, using the pressure to fuel you. And yeah, I mean, we saw it from Juanfer, and we also saw Sebastian Holguin, right?
Yes.
Put down an incredible run.
He did. Less than a second off. Second again here. I mean, you know, he was teammates with Velez last year.
Right.
If it wasn't for Velez, he'd have won quite a few of these things.
Yeah, quite. I mean, it reminds me of a Troy Brosnan almost, right, in the World Cup Series.
And they're both from different parts of Brazil as well. So, yeah, amazing to see those two absolutely battling out there. Incredible. Roger Vieira, he did well today, right, Elliot?
Yeah, I mean, Roger Vieira is it's just an incredible rider. But I mean, just talking about Sebastian Holguin a little bit more, I think that his challenge was all about fitness, right? You heard him talk about it. We knew he was a technical rider, but it was all about him getting fitness. So it was really good to see him kind of execute on that.
Yeah, and that, you know, do you think the Colombians, because we are, you know, we've really noticed the altitude here.
Yeah.
That's got to be a bit of a factor. You turn up from Europe here, I mean, I couldn't even walk up those stairs in front of us.
Well, you mentioned it a bunch of times, it was really the altitude, right? And we know that the Colombians, they train in altitude, and so to come here in Guanajuato, they're kind of used to it, right? Like, they were the only ones that were kind of able to put down what they need to and be as aggressive as they needed to.
And let's be honest, it doesn't appear to me that anyone else on Earth can ride stairs like the Colombians. Yeah. I mean, is that a fact or what?
I mean, for sure. I think that they kind of pioneered training, right, for these urban races. Right. Sebastian Holguin, just
it was a great run.
Laying down.
Didn't do a lot wrong, did he? It was more just the brilliance of Juanfer Velez that took him out. Sure. But yeah, Holguin can be happy. A great series for him. And now into the World Cups he goes. Yeah. Well, I think we've got an interview with Sebastian now. Is he with you at Lasno?
Well, Sebastian, we saw you very emotional, very excited as you crossed the finish line. What was going through your mind? Te vimos muy emocionado cuando cruzaste la línea de meta. ¿Qué pasaba por tu mente?
Bueno, sí, la verdad muy contento con la bajada. Lo di absolutamente todo. Sabía que había sido una buena bajada. No sabía si iba a ser suficiente, pero estaba muy contento, entonces creo que me llevo eso. Realmente fue una bajada a fondo en todo el rato. Mis piernas se murieron al final, pero lo di todo hasta lo último. Entonces muy contento y sabía que ya solo quedaba esperar que llegara Juanfer a ver qué pasaba.
Well, he's very happy with his run. He gave us his best, went full gas. His legs were dead at the end, and he knew that Juanfer was still left, and he was waiting to see what happened. Second place, very happy with that. Bueno, cuéntanos cómo fue la carrera para ti. ¿Qué estrategia tenías en mente?
Bueno, la verdad fue una buena carrera. Esta mañana pude meter buen ritmo en la pista, la clasificación la hice bastante bien. Después vi que empezaron a ir todos más rápido, entonces me estresé un poco porque sabía que tocaba apretar y nada, en la final me sentí bastante bien arriba, sabía que lo iba a dar todo y que quería disfrutar hasta el último momento y eso pasó. Realmente disfruté toda la bajada y creo que estoy muy contento por eso.
Well, he gave it his best in qualifiers. He went really hard, but then noticed the level of riding of all the other athletes, so pushed even harder for the final. He's very happy, very satisfied. Te veremos en Génova. Estás con muchas ganas para ganar, con más hambre que nunca.
Así es, ya, bueno, este fue el final de esta temporada, ya empezamos otra vez en Génova y voy con muchísimas ganas de que en esta próxima temporada por fin se venga mi primera ganada. Entonces, a seguir entrenando y a seguir preparándonos para el principio de la próxima.
Well, he's very happy with how this season finished, but now he's focused on the next, Genova. He's going all in, looking for that first win, so we'll see what happens. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Well, yeah, congratulations, amazing. As you said though, Elliot, I think Roger Vieira has impressed you almost as much as anyone, right? He's just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it over the last couple of years. I mean, he won the British overall national downhill title, which is incredible. And, you know, for Roger to start doing these Red Bull Cerro Abajo races, it's, and to have him rise so quickly, we haven't really seen any, I would say, endemic downhill rider make that switch and have that much success.
That's right. He is South American, though.
It's true. But
he does live in the UK, so I don't really know what to make of him. But a great run from him. He really is the complete package. He impresses me, actually, with just how hard he attacks. You know, we saw it at Red Bull Hardline Tasmania as well.
He wants it more than almost anyone.
Yeah, incredible to see you. Well, OK, we've got one of our special guests here now from the world of Red Bull cliff diving. Come on in, Jonathan. A former, hello, mate. All right. So you're a former champion of the cliff diving. What's it like to jump off a platform 27 meters in the air? It sounds like the most stupid thing anyone could do.
I mean, if you say it like that, you're right. You're right. No, I think it's pretty cool. You know, that's a sport I choose, and I'm very excited to be here, be part of this event, and feel also like that. Being close to the athletes, you know, but jumping from 27 meters, I think it's not that stupid like this.
Oh, I don't know. I disagree because the water's pretty. You have to go. You have to enter the water correctly, or you're in big trouble, right?
Oh yeah, of
it's
course.
It's like concrete, otherwise.
Yeah, it's gonna be like concrete, where like 90 kilometers an hour. You know, like it's gonna hurt for sure.
And you've competed, have you, in where it goes in El Nido, right, in the Philippines, where we're going next with the series?
We are going in about 1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the first stop of the World Series, and I'm very excited to be there.
Amazing, mate. And you can check that, of course, on Red Bull TV. What's your chances like?
Well, hopefully win.
You're in good form, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty.
Why not?
I'm pretty old, but I'm gonna try to win.
You're not old, mate. Don't you worry about that. Thanks very much for joining us, Jonathan. Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And of course, we've got a new series of race tapes out now. The third series of it.
And I mean, there's so much good stuff.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Jonathan.
much, Johnny.
Thanks for coming in.
So much good stuff coming up.
Yeah, we have, that's right. So Race Tape Series 3 is now playing out on Red Bull TV. It takes you behind the World Cup races and shows you all the background stuff, like look at the scenes, Elliot.
Well, that's the thing. It really takes you into what it takes to be the best downhill racer or cross-country racer in the world. We just had an episode with Dakota Norton, you know, Sevilla Blanc. It is these characters, they put everything into their sport.
They do. It's going to be amazing series as well. Okay, and of course, Italy, we go back there again. later this summer, and we're going to kick things off. We're going to do this all over again. I can't wait.
I know.
I don't want to fast forward to the summer, but I might.
I know. I love it. That was one of my favorite events of the year.
Yeah, where it all kicked off. The first time we ever had one of these Cerro Abajo races, Red Bull Cerro Abajo races outside of Latin America, and boy, did it deliver.
It delivered.
I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go back there in August because the gelato is going to taste better than ever. It's going to be about 40 degrees.
Some pizza, some pasta, the fans, 30,000 people on site. It's going to be amazing.
It really is. So yeah, plenty to look forward to. Well, Elliot, it's been an unbelievable end. The most dramatic finish to this series I think we could have ever maybe hoped for. I don't know if that's the right word with Slavik crashing out, but what a finale.
Yeah. I want to say, like, how do you top it? But I know we will because we always do. The athletes always go faster. They always do more. And everyone takes more and more risk to get this overall, to get this title.
The series builds, the riders build, the speeds build, yeah. The craziness continues in August. Elliot, thank you so much. It's been amazing to do this series with you. Thanks for joining us at home, and we'll see you next time on Red Bull TV.
Downhill. Dame ese ritmo y te explico cómo es. Voy a acelerar, alguien debería parar mis pies. Quieres pillarme la carrera y ni me ves. Voy a sonar por el mundo sin saber hablar inglés. ¿Sabes cuál es mi mejor aliado? 9,8 metros por segundo al cuadrado. Tú si vas cuesta abajo es porque todos dudan de ti. Yo estoy desciendo es para subirme al podio downhill. Algunos se suben a la tarima, pero mira, creerse rapper por enlazar 4 rimas es como querer lograr tomando proteínas, lo que únicamente se consigue con disciplina. Downhill. Le cogí el gusto a caer, todo por ganar y nada que perder. Siente el primer acorde, vienen con hambre de yo. Vosotros seréis los perros, a mí llamadme Pavlov. Si caes rápido es porque están hartos de tu frase. Yo si bajo rápido es porque mi meta está en la base. Y tengo claro que no compito contra ti, más bien contra tu miedo de verme competir. Algunos artistas de parvulario son la rueda de mi bici, no funcionan sin radio. Como Nacho lo soy un chaval de barrio, alguien normal haciendo algo extraordinario. También escucho artistas que se pasan, si tengo dudas de sus letras les pregunto al WhatsApp.